Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM22 One Club story from Hemel Hempstead Town with me, Daniel. It's part 91 today and we're back in pretty decent shape, to be honest, as we face Wolves and Leicester in two successive away games over the space of 3 days. Now, we've not been helped by the schedule here. This one moved to Sunday. We've got 3 games in 6 days, essentially. It is going to be very difficult. And if you look the week after, it gets even worse. We've got 2 games in 48 hours apart. I don't understand the schedule, but we are clinging on above the survival line at the minute, despite the Premier League and the TV companies trying to get us down. We're on 12 points, we're above the 1 a game, and we've got through our toughest run of fixtures and not really disgraced ourselves. Our goal difference is going to be crucial this year, but we have got some injury troubles too, as you can see at the top. So if you're looking forward to finding out how we get on today, whether we can get results away at mid-table Premier League sides or whether we're going to be fighting against the bottom 5 or 6, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM22 content from 2 long-term stories. We had an interesting day in the head coach yesterday. It didn't quite go to plan, but you can click in the eye above to find out why. There's also links there to the football podcast, which is going mad at the moment, and a Twitch channel for regular live streams. And in real life tonight, I'm at Peterborough versus Luton, so you'll be able to see some little shorts and clips from that on both channels too. But a massive thank you for your support as always. You can support the show as a channel member down below if you wish by clicking the join button. But let's get cracking with Hemel Hempstead Town, because we are doing okay. I think that's the way to say it. Our first 11's vastly improved from last year, and we're picking up a few results. So you were with me for the Tottenham game after the international break. It was another decent performance without getting a result, just one silly little error against a good side. But after that, we found a little bit of form. We played against some of those sides in the bottom half, and we took advantage. First away at Leeds, 3-0 up and comfortable. We let in a goal in stoppage time, which was annoying for the clean sheet record. But 2 for Ricky J. Jones and 1 for Will Lancashire off the bench, as Ricky J. Jones has responded to a few of us suggesting he might need to be replaced. A 1-1 draw at home to Leicester in the Carabao Cup third round. It was a reserve side. They fought really hard. Charlie McNeil got his goal, but unfortunately we just lost out in a shootout. We then won 5-1 at home to Sheffield United. Ricky got 2 more. Rika and Ndu both got their first goals for the club, which was brilliant. And Jack Hanifan scored a late goal as well. Injury for Flores there though, unfortunately. A 0-0 draw at home to Burnley, which doesn't look great on paper, but actually it's not a bad result, because if you look at that game, in midfield we were down to bare bones. Cordes was making his way back from injury, he came off the bench, but our midfield 4, aside from Ndu, who's first choice, Callon Hazeman was in there, a player we know is going to be leaving this year, Camoy Richardson, who's already pre-agreed a transfer and will be going, and Charlie McNeil, who's a centre forward. So down to the bare bones, but we did okay, and we looked rock solid at the back. I think it's still our only Premier League clean sheet this year. The next game was a 4-2 defeat at Newcastle. We ran out of legs late on. We were really struggling to keep people fit. German Moreira came off the bench, didn't work out. So unfortunately, despite having the lead at half-time through Cordes scoring another screamer and Ricky J. Jones, we were fallen in the last 5 minutes and unfortunately didn't pick up a point. Now, at home to Aston Villa, we responded in style. We were lucky here, if I'm being honest. We were battered for half an hour. We were 1-0 down. We were losing comfortably, albeit the penalty wasn't a penalty. But we got that man advantage. We then scored just on the stroke of half-time with Ndu. And then Cordes, I mean, what a signing he's become. And there were a couple of critical comments in the summer transfer special before the deadline day stuff about the standard of players we bought in and their potentials. But Cordes is proving to be a brilliant signing. And to be fair, a lot of the ones we bought in last season, whether that be in January or the start of the year, are now developing into top players. So you can see that Moreira was a key factor in that game. John Moore solid in goal as always. And the rest of them just continue to perform above the level. So a big 2-1 win there. Unfortunately, another late defeat at Manchester United. Trincao scoring the winner, but it was deserved if we're honest. And then a 1-1 draw against Arsenal. Ricky J. Jones scoring again, but we just couldn't cling on. Fabio Silva getting the Arsenal goal. But we were brilliant. We fought really hard, and we ultimately deserved the point we got. So going away here, I don't really know what it's going to be. Is it a game like Newcastle where we run out of steam? Is it a game like Leeds where we're just dominant? Or is it Norwich where we're just awful at one end and brilliant at the other? I don't know. I also don't know why we've got 3 games in 6 days now. Then they've moved the midweek match next week to Thursday, but not moved the Saturday game. So it's not even 48 hours. It's 8 o'clock on Thursday, 3 o'clock on a Saturday. That's ridiculous. We're going to need to use our whole squad. I guess the good thing with the Chelsea one is we can just rest everyone. But we can only do that if we've picked up some points in these 4. And 3 of them are on the road, so it's going to be tough. Let's have a look, though, at the first fixture. It is away at Wolverhampton Wanderers. They're 3 points and 3 places above us. But if we win, given our better goal difference, we will be above them in the league. But let's pick our 11. Let's get the opposition instructions on. Lots of great young players in real life that are now stars of this ageing team. The likes of Neto, Patino, Chong, Jesus. But if we can stay fit, if we can produce our best, I fancy us. We keep getting recommended to take Ricky J. Jones out the side. Of course I'm not going to do that because he's the only man scoring goals regularly. German Moreira, he's not quite fit. But he is an official wonder kid now. And that's one of those January signings. 400 grand. Look at him now. So with him out, we're going to bring in Christian Flores as our second central midfielder today. It is a slight downgrade. But Fiani's back to fitness as well. And he couldn't play against Arsenal, his parent club anyway. But he will be on the bench today to make up the numbers. The rest of the side now is very settled. We've gone, unfortunately, for O'Brien above Hanifan, who's just not consistent enough yet, but still improving in the mentoring group, playing in the 23s, etc. But the 11 in full is John Moore in goal, Ryan Young and Albie Arm in the fullbacks, with O'Brien and Mayer as centre-half. We've got Burnout, Ndu, Flores and Cordes, the midfield diamond. Cordes, he doesn't look great on paper, but he's improving. He's scoring one in every other game. He's looking a star for this club. And with the playmaker role now on the left-hand side, we're creating more chances for those 3 front players. Jones and Ricker are up front. Only got 1 goal, Ricker, but we probably won't see the best of him till season 2. He has now gone up from professional to model pro though already. So he's someone to lead this club in the future. A talented squad, a brilliant opportunity. We head to Molineux for the big game. Let's see if we can get a result, because in 3 days' time, we're going to be struggling for fitness against Leicester. Well, it is an experienced side for Wolves. In addition to the ones we mentioned, the likes of Christopher Aya and Ruben Neves still going as well. Neves must be a Wolves legend by now. And Josh Hayes is the sub-keeper, the man who we desperately tried to sign in our first summer after promotion. They've got Joe Gomez, they've got Mikalenko there too. Frank Onyeka, it must be an old team. It must be one of the most experienced ones in the league. And maybe that will help us in the second half. So let's see how we get on in the first period here. We got a good point against Arsenal last time. Now don't blow it when it really matters. Up against a back 3, which is always a problem for us. Hopefully it doesn't tell here. Well, early doors we're back with John Moore in possession. Rolling it out to Mayer, who finds Armin. Mayer's the first centre-half in a long time we found who can play well on that left-sided role, probably since Cole Capecqua in terms of brilliance, as Cordes finds Jones to Ricker. He shoots from distance, it's just wide. That's the one problem with his game at the moment. He's just not got that burning pace to get in behind. If he could, I think he'd be a superstar. As Aya's at the back stick, that's really poor defending, but we get away with it on the line. Flores hacks it out for a throw, but danger back there as Ricker goes up for a header, loses out. Falls for Brown at right back for Wolves, to Gabriel Jesus. Out to the right again, Neves plays it in. Good football inside, there's no doubt in the technical quality here. As Chong gets in, it's a great save from Moore. And that was class football. They carved us open, they dragged the whole team wide, and it just played into the gap through the middle as Neto takes the corner. Up to the back stick, Bernal heads away. Neves, you don't want to give him time there. Releases Neto across the box. Bernal to Young, who hoofs clear. And the free kick's given for offside. We get away with it, but it's been a concerning 11 minutes, I think you'd say. Though with 20 gone, it's calmed down a bit, and we've got a throw on the left-hand side in a very advanced position. Flores finds Armin, who floats it up. It's a bit too strong, though. Falls for Jones all the way over on the right-hand side. Back to Young, and deflects to Cordes. Oh, he's hit the post. I've not seen him miss anything this season yet, but a little bit too close to the goal for him. He normally likes them from 25 yards. Mayer's picking up a yellow card here. I'm guessing this will lead to something because Ruben Neves, what quality he's got. But John Moore matches it. Brilliant save to tip wide. Been a great game for the neutral, the opening quarter. It's on TV, I think, isn't it? So we're obviously impressing as it's up to the back post as O'Brien heads away. Finds Ruben Neves on the right again. Delivery in, Chong loses out. But Young heads it clear and it falls for Neto on the left and now he's out of position. Mullins can fly forward. Not really any pressure. It's Ricky J. Jones doing the work out there. But he does it well in fairness. Slides in, knocks it out for a throw. Half an hour gone, no shots on target, but I'm happy to be level. Though we're back for another Ruben Neves free kick. 10 minutes to half time. And again he hits the target. John Moore makes a great save. It's another corner kick. It is all Wolves as Neto delivers. Into the front post. Ayers header straight and Moore again. He's the man of the match so far, isn't he, John Moore? Maybe he's going to have one of those good episodes on camera. Half time though, we have made it at 0-0. We've been absolutely outclassed. But it doesn't matter. Points on the board at this stage of the season is all we need. So we're going to praise the lads. We're going to get into the second half. And hopefully that ageing Wolves team, as we mentioned earlier, will run out of steam at the hour mark. As Maya heads back to Moore. Wide to Albi Armin. Are they just going to be forced to drop off? Can we be more relentless in the second half? Flores to Bernal. Don't forget they'll have had more players on international duty too. As Flores finds Ricker. To Cordes. To Ricker. He's in one-on-one. Gets into the box. Blazes it over. He's just not settled in yet. And unfortunately, it's another chance that goes begging as we reach the hour mark. But we are growing into this game. As Mayer finds Bernal. Out to Albi Armin and Ricker. You can see the space beginning to open up. Ricker's got two in support and Dou's one of them. It's a lovely touch. Ricker to Cordes. Beats the keeper there. It's a great save though. And again, Cordes in the penalty area. He's got a weakness. But what a second half performance this is. Flores will take it. Maybe the stadium's on a big hill or something as O'Brien loses out. It's away for a throw-in on the right. We'll think about changes in a minute just to freshen things up. But we're really starting to grow into this game. Mayer is having a poor game and he's on a yellow. So Hanifan will be on for him. Flores struggling in the middle. Camoy Richardson can make an appearance. And up front, I'm going to bring on Charlie McNeil in a couple of minutes for Ricky J. Jones. And then what I'll do is switch Ricker to the advanced forward role where I think he'll be better. Takes away our burning pace, but does give us a bit more movement. And I think that's maybe the one thing I'm most pleased with this year. I know Ricky J. Jones hasn't dropped out yet, but I'm not afraid to sub him off now because we've got equal quality behind. As McNeil finds Armin. We are finishing the stronger. We certainly got this right. As Cordes finds Ricker, does he know? That's where the lack of pace is. Pedro Neto's up. This is awful. You can't concede like this. Great save from John Moore. It would be a horrible way to lose it, let's be honest. And it's a corner kick which Pedro Neto will take. Up to the back post. O'Brien heads away. And far enough that Neves can't shoot. Excellent work. On the left, he goes back to Mikolenko. And we see it out. 10 minutes to go. I'm just going to switch the centre-halves round to get the fitter man marking Neto. Let's hope it pays off. Can we hold on for a point? It'd still be a great result. Into 4 minutes of stoppage time. We've encouraged the lads. I'll take a 0-0 here. I know it's not the entertainment you were hoping for, but it was a good game. And we've held our own. We've done all right. We've maybe not got the strikers in form at the minute. Cordes missed a couple of great chances for us. But it's another point on the board against an established Premier League side. And with Leicester in 3 days' time, we've got to hope they don't manage their squad. They're running out of steam. And maybe we can take advantage. Back in a minute to find out if we can. Well, fitness test time. And the good news is German Moreira is fit again. The Wonder Kid is back. But the rest of the squad might be struggling a little. Let's see how we get on tonight. The good news is the 3 at the bottom at the moment are really struggling. And the 4 at the bottom, in fact. So there is a little bit of a cushion. But we don't want to get too close to it. Leicester still got Ndidi. The rest of the players I don't recognise. And the fact 7 changes are recommended probably isn't a good sign. Leicester have got a 54,000 seater. Have they moved stadium again? Or is it just a big expansion? It is. No, they've moved to the Vichy Arena. That's brilliant. Built in 2030. It's their first full year here. And it's a massive stadium. They've got Zidane in charge. Wow. Lots to take in there. Let's go and pick our 11. See who's fit. We'll be back in a minute to go through it. Well, unfortunately, it's the South American internationals who are struggling. So by that, I mean Bernal, who has to miss out completely, and Mayer, who drops to the bench. Now, we know what happens when Jack Hanifan normally plays, but it's more important to me that we beat Palace at home on Saturday. So I have to rest a few in that mind. I know Callum Hazeman's a risk, but he's got the physical presence. He's still got the ability in the air. And on the deck, the rest of the midfield's pretty good, especially with Moreira coming back in. So the rest of the team stays the same, but Hanifan's in at centre-half with O'Brien switching to the left side. And in midfield, Callum Hazeman and German Moreira come in. Dropping out are the tired Bernal and of course the backup Christian Flores. Into the game we go, Leicester v Hemel. Let's hope their fitness is worse than ours. 5 changes for Leicester. Looks like a lot of players of experience are coming back in after a rest at the weekend. Of course, they will have had more internationals too. Generally, when we've had these games, and I don't want to speak too soon, a lot of the players have run out of steam and they've been an unfit side, but they've got quality. James Justin, the Luton youth player, still on the bench. And Ndidi and Tielemans still bossing the midfield. I mean, it's a good team. The rest of them look fairly young, but there's no pressure on us. So let's enjoy the occasion and let's see what condition Leicester are in. Hopefully, we can get on top a bit earlier in this one. Well, it doesn't look good, does it? Back at the end of the 4th minute as Leicester are on the front foot, flying down the right with Mert Mulder. Good interception from Moreira, who's fresh. Is up to Ricker from Cordes. Got support up there. Ricker's been forced wide though. Gives it to Moreira. Lovely turn to Cordes, to Ricker, to Cordes, to Ricky J. Jones. I think he's offside. The flag does go up. It was a good save anyway, but we've opened them up. And that's what we like on the counter. And you can see with Moreira in there, we've started to produce a little triangle of real quality between him, Ricker and Cordes. And with Ndu and Jones on the other side, it's the strongest front 5 we've had in a long, long time. Having said that, we've still got our weaknesses at the back. We're still struggling a little bit when we haven't got our star players fit. And I worry from set pieces. Hanefan's on a booking already. Young struggling a bit. That's not so bad because Danilo Jose's okay. As there's another corner, Hazeman heads away. But there's no one there to counter. Up to Ndidi. What's the keeper doing? Oh, we get a free kick, thankfully, for offside. What on earth was John Moore doing? Can we get the Leicester fitness up here if we have a look at their stats? It's not much worse than ours, but it is a little worse. So hopefully later on that will pay off. With half an hour gone though, it's a pretty even game, but Leicester, a bit more of a threat from set pieces. 7 corners already. Well, we reach half time. It's been a bit of a non-event, but to be honest, at the start of this episode, if you'd offered me 2-0 nils and then a chance to go and beat Palace at the weekend, I'd take it. It could get better for us here though, because we've got a free kick about 30 yards out. It's a little central, but German Moreira hits it straight at the wall. Falls for Cordes on the right. He delivers to the back post. Jones is up, loses out. Back to Moreira on the edge. Little Cruyff turn to O'Brien. Jeez, where did that come from? I don't think I've ever seen him take a shot. But that was an absolutely beautiful strike. Just over the bar it whistles. And now it's another injury. It's our big problem with Cordes. He just cannot stay fit. I'm almost tempted to push Moreira on, but I'm not. I'm going to bring Charlie McNeil on, have a 3-pronged strike force, and let's see if we can get him behind. I'm also going to think about Ryan Young shortly. Danilo Jose is an able deputy, but this is a really decent performance. I just want us to grow into it more. We have lost a little bit of defensive responsibility, though, in midfield now, as Tielemans finds Bravo. Don't want to see us getting weaker here. Tielemans chips it up. It's a free effort. Where is the defence there? It's Jack Hanefan's side. Completely loses track of his striker. I don't know what it is with him. He's got great ability. And he is the best centre-half on paper at the club. But he just doesn't deliver. I'm going to make changes. Young will be replaced by Jose. And you know what? I know it's a gamble. But I'm going to take Jones off again, I think. But for Ricker, I'm going to replace him. I'm going to replace him with Foyani. He looks like a natural goal scorer, although Will Lancashire has scored whenever he's come on, so am I right to leave him out? No, I'm going to bring Will Lancashire on. He's the goal scorer. Let's trust him to do it. Quarter of the game to go. We're 1-0 down. We're going to encourage the lads, try and get a bit more out of them. But I think we're just running out of steam. The fitness is telling, as you can see, and it's not been a good second half performance. It's been the opposite of the last game. We've got weaker rather than stronger. The Armin plays away to Lancashire. Through ball to Ricker. He's 1-on-1. Please score. Please score. He does score. Ricker's in behind. He dinks it over the keeper. It took an age to reach the line, but it finally does. And we might have our new hero. What a moment that is. Lancashire sets it up off the bench. He's not the best quality player. He's the right man again, although it's a corner kick and more. Every time we're on camera. Do not forget, he got Premier League signing of the year last year. And more, he just makes a howler every time. Let's demand a bit more. We're going to go positive, but there's nothing left in the tank. And I'm afraid we're going to lose this match, although there's 6 minutes added on. We're playing out here with Hazeman. Oh, he's giving it away at the edge of his own box. And what have we seen today? John Moore, lets us down there. Hazeman, Hanifan, backup players, not Premier League standard, not Premier League consistency. And they've cost us the goal. So the Palace game at the weekend becomes more important now. It wasn't going to be easy, was it? Who thought we were just going to breeze our way to safety in the second season? Fitness is an issue. And with the games coming so thick and fast now, I think this is going to be a tough month for us till we get back to one a week. Though Rager into the box, it's blocked down for 4. And now it's an even bigger problem because the goal difference is getting harmed. And for large parts, this has been an even game. But as soon as we have 2 games a week, we can't cut it. And that's what happens when you go positive. People ask why I don't push for the games when we're 1 down. As soon as we do, we've got no quality at the back. We have to protect that defence. We did ourselves proud. The lads aren't happy with it. I'm trying to keep the confidence in, but what started as a really positive season, a really positive episode, has fallen apart towards the end. So that isn't looking particularly good. Thankfully, the gap stays the same to the bottom 3. We need them to have a poor year again, because without a low points total, we might be in trouble. What about Marco Cordes? This can't be a bad injury. It is 4 to 5 weeks again. Every injury this year has been 4 to 5 weeks for every player. It's ridiculous. Let's go to the schedule. When are we going to be back? In an ideal world, I'd wait until deadline day, but I think we might need one in between now and then. Bournemouth are down at the bottom. Burnley are as well. So depending on our FA Cup 3rd round draw, that could be a crucial episode. But I'm going to leave it fluid for now. We'll be back at some point between late December and transfer deadline day at the end of January. If you did enjoy this episode though, a late collapse at Leicester after a spirited draw at Wolves, then please do put a thumbs up on it. Let me know in the comments where you think we're going to finish this season. Are we going to survive? Or ultimately, is our squad a little too thin? Do we need a big January like we had last season? If you want to stay up to date and find out if we get it, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on for daily FM22 content. As well as a massive conclusion to the head coach season, you can find the podcast channel and the Twitch channel up in the eye above for regular content. But above my head now, I'll put yesterday's dramatic head coach episode. A massive thank you for watching as always. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you again here in a couple of days' time.